Today we are going to demonstrate how to install Linux containers with Drupal enabled, so you can easily develop on top of Drupal itself. And for that we are going to use a repo that I created on GitHub. It's free to use, it's free to fork, to issue bugs, whatever. It has pretty easy documentation, and it tells you what you'll get in the end if you install this. So you'll get Drupal, the latest version, Nginx, PHP FPM, MySQL, PHP MyAdmin, XHproof, Xdebug, Composer, and so on. The first thing we are going to do is actually go to this site, which is the Vagrant download site, and get the latest dev into our working directory, and then we can install it. So I have here a console ready for that, and we should just the package -i, and it's installed. The next thing to do will be to ensure that we have LXC and Reader installed. They are already there, and after this we should check out by cloning the repo into your working directory. We don't need to do this actually, because we already have that in place. Here we can actually git pull and make sure that we have it all updated, and it is. So the next thing to do will be to install the plugin for Vagrant, which is Vagrant LXC. It is a very neat project, and after this we should Vagrant up by stating that the provider is LXC itself. This is LXC it's quite different from the normal VirtualBox that we are used to use with Vagrant, because it's much lighter, it is much faster, and it uses the kernel of the host itself to perform all the tasks that it needs. So the concept of containers is a little bit like change root, where you have a directory which includes a full root file system with all the operating system inside, and then we are just telling the Linux kernel to use that root file system and to put it up. So it's actually very, very light, and it's very good to deploy, to make fast deployments and then work on it. So in this case, what it is doing now, it's puppetizing via Vagrant the whole container. So in the end you will have a fully working Drupal to develop with. It's doing now MySQL, it's creating Nginx configurations, and so we are almost done. So the concept of this will be later on to be able, as you can see, it took 108 seconds, so that's less than 2 minutes, and you get Drupal itself installed into this directory here. So the next thing to do will be to check if the container is actually working, and for that we just do lxc minus lx and then have a fancy layout of the output, and we have this IP which I can use to actually connect directly from my browser to that container. So for that we should redirect our port 80 from this box to the local host, and we can actually see what I did here on etcos, which is to name my local host as Drupal and phpMyAdmin and xhproof. So now I can actually open the browser and browse it. So so you can see the local host has nginx as expected, so it's connecting directly to my container. If I write Drupal itself, it will show me the installer because the container is ready for install. And if I browse, for instance, another thing that's there like phpMyAdmin, I'll be able already to manage the database. So this is fully secure because you're working on your local host, and the project itself is very new, so it needs your help to grow. I will be presenting this at the next DrupalCon in Prague. I hope I can see you there. We can share some ideas and probably work together on improving this. Thank you.